Today we're making some apple crumble bread. This is for my apple girlies that live in a pumpkin world. We're gonna start by slicing or dicing 2 apples. Today I'm using Honeycrisp. We're gonna put these apples in a bowl. Now in a mixing bowl, we're gonna add 1/2 cup of softened butter. I made some brown butter earlier, so I'm gonna use brown butter in this recipe. Just because I feel like brown butter makes everything taste more fall. Now to the butter, we're gonna add 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Now we're gonna mix this on medium for about 2 minutes. Now we're gonna add 2 eggs. 1, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, about a teaspoon of vanilla, or more if you're like me. Now mix again. About 1.5 teaspoons of apple pie spice, a teaspoon or a good amount of cinnamon, 2 cups of flour, but add 1 at a time. Mix. Make sure you're scraping the sides too. Don't want clumps of flour in your bread. I forgot 1/2 cup of milk. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and you would add the milk with the wet ingredients. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, now that everything's mixed in, that tastes good. Now we're gonna add our apples. Fold in the apples. I just went outside to go get my DoorDash, and the driver stole it. So I just spent the past 10 minutes blowing up his phone. Anyway, in a bowl, 1/3 cup of softened butter. I have some leftover brown butter in there, so that's why it looks like that. 1 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I'm still so mad. That was my dinner. A teaspoon of the apple spice seasoning, teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm just gonna mash it up. I hope it was the worst food that person's ever put in their mouth. At a point, I get annoyed with the fork and I just massage it with my hands. Okay, so now it looks like this. I have a greased bread pan. I'm gonna put 1/2 of my batter in here. Now we're gonna add some of that crumble on there. Now adding the rest on top. And add more on top. I'm probably not gonna add all of this, so I'm just gonna save it in the fridge. Here she is. Put in the oven at 350 for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. Kind of just depends on your oven, but check it at the hour mark. So I was impatient because I was so hungry and I didn't let it cool down so it fell apart. Now that was a risk that I was willing to take because it's still edible. I really don't care at this point. It just smelled so good I wanted to eat it. But definitely give it like 10 to 15 minutes to cool. I gave it 2. It's so good. I think it was worth it not waiting. I can still eat it. Ooh, that's really good. But wait the 10 to 15 minutes.